Welcome to Playwrights Roundtable. I'm Erica Cotton, and today we're going to watch another wonderful one-act play produced right here with Playwrights Roundtable. Today I have with me Nicole Carson, who wrote, directed, and stars in her very own play, Incarnate. Very funny play with a nice heavenly meaning at the end. So sit back and relax. Enjoy Incarnate right here on Playwrights Roundtable.
Searching my soul, I know what I want, but I just don't know how to go about getting it.
Cass! Karen! How are ya?
Hey, Lily.
Woo! What can I get you ladies tonight?
The usual, anything but ham.
We just got in some gorgeous corned beef.
Good corned beef?
I would say succulent.
Oh.
Succulent. That's a great word.
Yeah.
Succulent.
Far out. Have you got the stuff for a Reuben?
Of course, baby. You want fries?
Potato salad, man.
Succulent. God, I love that word.
Yeah.
I'll have the same.
All right, 2 Reubens, potato salad, coming right up.
You ordered your own. Usually we share.
I know, but she said it was succulent.
Well, good for you.
I know you hardly ever watch television, but did you catch Brian Wilson's kid on TV the other day?
No, but I got your message. Geez, what a mess. The chick is out of this world.
That world, Cass. I keep telling you she can't be out of this world, she's out of that world.
Whatever.
She gets that surgery, poses for Playboy, gets skinny, and now she's fat again.
No, that's not fat. That's pregnant.
Same difference.
No, man. Pregnancy is a far-out trip.
Being a celebrity fetus is some dangerous stuff these days. Have you seen Carney Wilson's uterus? I'm sure that's a scary place. You could wind up in there. You're the one wanting to get reincarnated.
That would be bad.
But Britney Spears would be worse. But then again, I read in the Inquirer that she's knocked up again, though, so you should be good. Unless, of course, you wind up in Paris Hilton. God, what a mess. Kids idolize her. I just don't get it.
Yeah, man.
I mean, have they learned nothing? The obesity epidemic in that world is an all-time high, and yet the celebrities have never been so thin. Paris Hilton does nothing. Everything normal people work so hard for just falls into her lap. She's got her own TV show, her own perfume line. Remember how hard we worked to get that record deal?
No idea.
She gets one without even trying. Oh, I hate her. God, I wish I was her. But what did I expect? Every generation has their strange idols. Heck, I used to babysit a kid that used to idolize you. Used to dress up in her mom's pink muumuu, lip-syncing words of love. How screwed up is that?
You're making that up.
Yeah. Oh, I was so optimistic. I thought we were raising them to be liberated and free. Now they've counted every calorie. They've taken every pill.
And not the good kind that get you high.
They figured out how to be anorexic without killing themselves, and if something doesn't look right, well, there's a doctor to fix it. Mother Earth is covered in falsies, and you want to go back.
Yeah, what about it?
Look, Cass, if spending the last 20 years has taught me anything, bouncing on clouds, it's taught me that you only live one life. You're here. You're dead. There's no going back.
There's no getting over that rainbow, is there?
Up yours.
There's no going back. And eating some cereal. Have a French fry. Carbohydrates equal life.
So does cardiovascular exercise, Mama Gas.
Low blow Twiggy.
Hey, I'm not one to talk. A little less fasting, a little more exercise, and who knows? I could still be alive getting pulled over for DUIs in between guest judge stints on American Idol.
Nothing about our time here has ruled out reincarnation. He's just waiting for the right time. I hope it's soon.
Well, if you do get down there, slap some sense into those Simpson sisters and every single one of their toneless, tasteless, brain-deaf fans.
Who?
The Simpsons!
I thought that was a cartoon.
No, different Simpsons.
Oh.
But that whole reincarnation thing, I don't buy it anymore.
Well, you don't have to buy it for it to be true.
If it were true, modern music wouldn't suck so much. Surely he'd send Buddy or Jimmy or Mozart down there to stir things up a little. Heck, he could send Ella down there to sit on Mariah Carey, all those vocal calisthenics, just sing the song. And all that new pop country music crap.
The trend you started.
Hey, I recorded one song with a twang. Don't blame me for Faith Hill and Shania Twain. Not my fault.
Of course not.
All that new music is so schmaltzy.
This coming from the Queen of Schmaltz?
That wasn't schmaltz. Our music was real. It had meaning. It touched people's hearts.
Sure, that's what it was touching.
These days, music isn't about touching someone's hearts. It's about opening up someone's wallets or emptying out someone's brains. Songs are either, let's go party, or I'm a killer gangsta. No one knows how to write about beauty these days.
Hey, Millie, switch Karen's coffee to decaf, will you?
I'll decide if I want decaf, thank you very much.
All I know is he's making a fetus down there with my name on it for some time between now and the next 2 weeks. I'll be due in 9 months, setting my birth date under Virgo. I just hope that my sandwich is ready before he's finished. Once I become a fetus, it'll be a long time before I can eat a Reuben again.
How do you know all that?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. My medium's up here now. She did a fresh karmic reading of my soul. You ought to meet her. She can really pull things together for you, right, Millie?
Oh, yeah. She did a reading of me yesterday. It turns out that my great-granddaughter is going to be on Deal or No Deal. Her suitcase is going to have $750,000 in it. Now, I have to will her to say no deal, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Sandwiches are coming right up.
So did your medium happen to know she was gonna die?
Actually, she did, smarty pants. She had enough time to settle her affairs, make her final arrangements, and say goodbye to her kids. It's more than either of us had.
Guess it couldn't hurt to meet her.
She wouldn't tell me where I'm going to be planted, but she said I was going to love it. I hope it's a major city like LA or New York. I want to be born into culture.
Good luck on that one.
Thanks.
Hey, Cass, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Aren't you the least bit scared of being reborn and growing up all over again?
Of course not.
But the world's a scary place nowadays.
Hey, the world was a scary place when I was a kid the last time, too. We used to have atom bomb drills in school. We used to crawl under the desk and cover our necks as if that was going to save us when they dropped the bomb. So there we are, in the middle of an arithmetic lesson, curled up on the floor. One day, I remember that we had 6 drills. That's 6 opportunities for a 10-year-old kid to contemplate their mortality. Hell of a way to learn, don't you think?
But people take advantage of you when you're a kid.
People take advantage of you when you're a celebrity, too.
Don't I know that?
So people use and abuse me, but I have nothing to be afraid of.
But you could be born with a pedophile for a dad, or you could be aborted, or you could be born into a third world country. Even worse, your mom could be a druggie.
I should be so lucky. That would at least get me a head start on the road to enlightenment. Do you know I dropped acid 5 times when I was pregnant with Owen?
That's awful.
No, that's far out. Mother-daughter acid trips are a rare and beautiful thing. All that chromosomal damage hogwash is a lie from the establishment, meant to weaken the mother-daughter bond. Owen was perfectly healthy. More than that, she had reached an advanced stage of enlightenment before mankind could impose its fear and limitations on her. She's destined to do great things.
Well, so far all she's done is host web pages dedicated to you.
What the heck is a web page?
Don't you keep up with what's going on down there?
Not really. I want it to be a surprise.
Wow, that's strange. You know, in 20 plus years up here, that's the first power surge I can remember. How about you? Cass? Hey, Cass?
She needed hers to go. I guess it was time.
No kidding.
No kidding. Guess who gets stuck with the check?
Fantastic.
Cass, coming back to Earth. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of happy folks about that. We're going to get into your inspiration behind Cass Incarnate and talk to you a little bit more about Playwrights Roundtable when we come back from the break. So stay tuned with a conversation with Nicole Carson and Cass Incarnate right after this.
Being a celebrity fetus is some dangerous stuff these days. Have you seen Carney Wilson's uterus? I'm sure that's a scary place. You could wind up in there. You're the one wanting to get reincarnated.
That would be bad.
But Britney Spears would be worse. But then again, I read in the Inquirer that she's knocked up again, though, so you should be good. Unless, of course, you wind up in Paris Hilton. God, what a mess. Kids idolize her. I just don't get it.
You've just seen a clip from Cass Incarnate, an original play written, directed, and starring Nicole Carson. So we're going to have a little chit-chat about this whole idea of two wonderful megastars coming back to Earth. What gave you the idea of sitting them in a diner in heaven?
Well, it started as a punchline, actually. You know, Cass Elliot and Karen Carpenter walked into a diner. You know, it sounds like something someone would tell over drinks and nuts at a bar. So it just was sort of an inspiration. And then there's the old joke, if only, you know, Cass Elliot had shared that sandwich with Karen Carpenter, then maybe they'd both be alive today. Untrue though it is, it's actually a myth. They both died of heart attacks for different reasons, but they both actually died of the same thing. So I thought, you know, what better pair, even though they were not contemporaries, they lived in different times, but what better pair to bring together in the afterlife just to sort of get their views and their ideas of what's going on in the world today.
And it did come across really well. It had a little sense of humor to it, a few little tongue-in-cheek moments there that if you knew the characters, you would pick up on. Were you ever a big fan of either of them?
Both of them, actually.
Really? I
love the Mamas and the Papas. I actually just read, after I wrote this book, in fact, or this scene, in fact, I read Papa John by John Phillips, who is the founder of the Mamas and the Papas, and I've always loved the 60s. I love oldies. I love old music. The Carpenters, too, it's sort of a guilty pleasure. You know, I remember being a kid and seeing them on Lawrence Welk when my grandparents would have that on, and then they sort of became a pop phenomenon in the 70s, and I always loved the Carpenters, too, sort of a guilty pleasure.
Now, you wrote and directed it, and you starred in it. What made you decide to do all three? Because normally that's spread out amongst other team members or other delegated to other directors. What made you decide to do all three?
Well, I sort of wrote the piece to be in myself because I've always wanted to play Cass Elliot too.
Okay.
And you don't often have a chance to play, you know, a star that you looked up to and you've loved their music. It's not often that you actually get to portray that person on the stage. So I, you know, wanted to write a scene where I could actually be that person. And as far as directing it, we get a little short-staffed here in the Orlando theater community, and everybody's busy, particularly, you know, around this time of year when we did this production. And, you know, to get right down to it, there was no one else to direct it. So I did that as well.
Did you have any challenges trying to direct yourself, or did it present some unique opportunities for you?
It is definitely a challenge because you don't really have a perspective of whether the staging is working, whether the costume works and the makeup, whether, you know, it's what it sounds like from the audience. When you direct a show and you're not in it, you can actually watch from every vantage point in the theater to make sure that everyone in the theater has a good view, to make sure your actors are being heard, to make sure that what they're saying is understandable. When you're directing the piece and you're in it, you don't have those same opportunities. There's no stand-ins in, you know, local theater. You just have to hope it looks good.
Now, the other actors that you have, that you selected for the piece, tell me about them.
Okay, well, Joan Gay is a fantastic actress. She's one of the greatest in town here. You can always see her in various local projects, and she's just one of the sweetest, kindest people to work with. And Kim Luffman is a very talented young actress. You'll see her around in some of the attractions in town. She actually performs at a few attractions, and she's a very good character actress. She's young and cute, and she can do characters.
I'll decide if I want decaf, thank you very much.
All I know is he's making a fetus down there with my name on it for some time between now and the next 2 weeks. I'll be due in 9 months, setting my birth date under Virgo. I just hope that my sandwich is ready before he's finished. Once I become a fetus, it'll be a long time before I can eat a Reuben again.
How do you know all that?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. My medium's up here now. She did a fresh karmic reading of my soul. You ought to meet her. She can really pull things together for you, right, Millie?
Oh, yeah. She did a reading of me yesterday. It turns out that my great-granddaughter is going to be on Deal or No Deal. Her suitcase is going to have $750,000 in it. Now, I have to will her to say no deal, no matter what. Yeah, okay. Sandwiches are coming right up.
Did you get any feedback from the audience who were also big fans?
Well, the worst feedback I got was, "Who's Karen Carpenter?"
Oh.
Yeah. There were a couple of teenagers in the house one night, and they had no idea who these people were. So that made me feel a little old. But the best feedback has been, "Oh, you look just like Cass Elliot," which, you know, I tried. I didn't have the exact wig and the exact kind of outfit that she would have worn, but, you know, it's not so much the costume and the makeup and the wig, it's more, you know, have I caught the essence of this person who was a character in her own right? So I think overall the feedback was positive. There were people who could figure out who they were.
How long have you been with Playwrights Roundtable?
Let's see, I started with Playwrights Roundtable in 2002. I actually started as a performer. Got to be in a piece written by David Almeida and Stephen Miller. It's called Clothes Encounter, and that was so much fun. At the time also, around 1998, I had started writing also. So by 2002, I was ready to share some of my own work, and now I'm on the board. Now I'm one of the, you know, members in management. One of the core people who do all of the work.
Ah, yes. Don't you love doing that? Have to multitask, but you do so well at it.
I try. Actually, one of the other directors said to me, "How did you manage to direct 3 scenes in this and direct 3 scenes in the holiday show that you just did, and you work full time? And I have 2 dogs at home that I hardly ever see," and, you know.
Translation, you love what you do.
Right. I've actually written, I think, 4 full-length plays. I've written several one-act plays, which run about, you know, 35 to 40 minutes. I've written a handful of short plays. I actually don't even know what my inventory is at this point.
What is the difference for you between writing a one-act play or a full-length? Do you find either one of them more engaging, or do you prefer doing the one-act?
Well, it really depends on the subject matter. I think the one-acts and the short plays are very fulfilling because you have so much information and characterization that you have to make real to the audience, but you only have a short space and time to do it in. Now, with a full-length play, you have, you know, you follow a more traditional arc of the story. You follow, you know, you build the characters up much more, and you have more time for the audience to discover who these people are and care about them. With the short play, you really have to do it within the first 20 seconds. You know,
Are there any tricks that you try to use to get the audience into it right away?
Usually my favorite thing is to have good music at the beginning. I think if you have interesting music that'll grab the audience's attention, they're going to be ready for those first, you know, couple of moments with that character. They're going to be more in tune. You know, if it's elevator music and that's just sort of tinkling in the background, they're not going to be all that interested. But if you have something that really catches their attention, you know, I think you start out on the right foot.
Now, you're a member of the board with Playwrights. So what are your responsibilities overall outside of the creative process on the stage?
Well, let's see. We select plays that are to be performed. We read plays from playwrights that are local playwrights and also national playwrights that have submitted their work. We go through a selection process. I'm also on the reading committee. After the selection process is completed, we usually have to find the directors to direct the piece. Usually they're the ones who choose the cast, but sometimes they need help, especially in a tight-knit theater community where everyone is busy a lot of the time.
In one year, do you have 2 or 3 different seasons or opportunities for audiences to come and watch Playwrights?
We have, we actually have one season a year, and this year we have our launch, which kicks off the year for the company. We're going to be having a short play fest in March. In May, we're going to be a part of the Orlando International Fringe Festival, and we actually just chose our piece for the International Fringe Festival, and it's a very exciting film noir type mystery. It's going to be definitely set apart from the other shows at Fringe. And we also have our summer shorts. This will be our 10th year in summer shorts. And then we'll have hopefully another holiday show like we did this last year. Somewhere in there, we're going to try to either have a fully developed work presented, a full production of a full-length play, or at least we'll have a workshop and a reading of a full-length play as well. Come see the show, come and come to maybe some workshop readings are a great way to get started with Playwrights Roundtable. We're always looking for new actors who are willing to spend one Sunday afternoon workshopping a play. And generally once you've built that relationship, we're always looking for great talent. So, email a resume or a headshot. If you know anyone who's writing anything, tell them to call us and get on the list to workshop their play, and that's the best way to get involved.
So there are a lot of opportunities in there for budding playwrights to submit their work, or even actors to audition.
Absolutely. We need actors, we need directors, we need other writers, we need as much manpower as we possibly can have, man and woman power. There are lots of good writers and actors in town who are wondering, where can I be seen? How can I get on stage? Well, we have a place for you. So please come, look at our website. It's playwrightsroundtable.org, and, fill out the contact information. We would love to have you as a member of our group. We would love to see your work. We have workshops on a monthly basis, and you can always have an opportunity to have your work be heard by others, to receive valuable feedback, and to develop your work fully.
Any advice for that budding playwright, that person that's sitting there with a journal or all these ideas on a computer and they're just not sure if it can be a play?
Anything can be a play. If Karen Carpenter and Cass Elliot in a diner can be a play, then surely any idea that you have, as long as you're willing to sit down and do the work to get it on paper, and then as long as you're going to be open to feedback, their feedback can come in so many forms. You have good feedback that comes from your actors, directors, feedback that comes from other playwrights. Feedback can be very valuable, and just be open and willing to listen to that feedback, and then your work is going to grow that much more.
What the heck is a web page?
Don't you keep up with what's going on down there?
Not really. I want it to be a surprise.
Well, I enjoyed Cass Incarnate. So thank you very much for coming to Playwrights Roundtable and talking to me about the play. Wish you all the best, and I wish playwrights all the best too. We will definitely love to have you back, or love to have other artists come on the show and talk about their plays.
Excellent. Thank you.
Alrighty. Take care. We'll see you next time. Playwrights Roundtable provides opportunities for authors to have their work read by professional actors. Members of Playwrights Roundtable have seen their works go from cold readings to workshop productions and on to successful full productions. If you love the craft, Playwrights Roundtable is the place. For more information, contact Playwrights Roundtable at 407-788-8468 or check out the website www.playwrightsroundtable.org.